Today, I have my final thoughts in my full review on the Serena Shades by Lutron. Hey guys, welcome to techgooch. I know it's been a little while since I did the install video on GeekSmart. However, I wanted to get a very thorough set of use on these bad boys. And then also I ran into a sickness. So that's it. I'm back up and running. Yearly head cold, I guess. But that said, these are the Serena Shades that I installed a couple months ago. I still have not finished my window placement because like I said, if you watch the install video, and if you haven't, I will put a link down in the description, so definitely take a peek at that when you have a chance. But I don't have any trim on my window here because I'm waiting to paint the room, which we're going to do this summer most likely. So hold off on the comments on, wow, that looks terrible. I agree, it completely looks terrible, and I haven't even ran all the power wires down in the wall yet, so you can kind of still see there's just power wires kind of running on the outside. That's coming. And I'll probably put a picture or something up in the end. But that said, or maybe I'll make another video of how I ran the wires. But that said, I have them exposed currently because I did do the hardwired Serena Shade. I did not do the battery-operated Serena Shade. So Serena Shades are motorized shades that you can customize to your window. In this case, I have a very large 3-bay window. If you watch the install video, you'll obviously see how it goes in. But that said, they're all motorized. I opted for the remote control unit. However, because I already have a Lutron Caseta series and a Caseta hub, this also ties in with my Wi-Fi as well. You can also negate the remote, save your money on the remote, although these are not that expensive, and just do the hub, or you can just do the remote. And there's a couple different remotes that they offer. This is the 4-shade remote, so I can actually control up to 4 different shades, and then you can actually group them together in with the all button. And then in this case, the wonderful thing about the Serena Shades is that they do integrate with all 3 of the big voice assistants out there. And I'm talking about Amazon's assistant, Google's assistant, as well as Siri. So you have full integration no matter what household you have. This will fully integrate and work with whatever system that you use. So I'm not going to fully demonstrate that. I do have a HomePod over here. I have an Amazon assistant over there, and I have a Google assistant over there. So I can actually do all 3. And there are some caveats to that. In my opinion, using Amazon's assistant is a little different than using the other guys. So both Apple, Siri, and Google is very word and tongue or tongue-in-cheek or whatever you want to say. Is I can just talk like I normally would tell somebody to open my shade. Amazon's you kind of say turn on, turn off. It's kind of weird. I haven't used it for a while, but it's definitely different. But that said, the hardwire, or the actual, I guess, the Lutron remote that I purchased with the shade, I can choose individual shades with the 1, 2, 3, 4 button down here, and then the all button. So in this case, I have mine set up as shade 1, shade 2, shade 3. Right now, you can also do schedules. So I have this. This is the sunset schedule. Brings me down to 25% open, and then at a specific time at night it closes all the way. Specific time in the morning it opens up. During the day when nobody's here, it's fully closed. Or if somebody's here and they don't want it, they can close it. You can control it manually, or with your voice, or just use the schedules. We actually like the schedules that we have placed. So it's worked so far for us. But that's it. I'm going to demonstrate. At least I'm going to start with the remote. So I'm going to show you shade 1, so you can see the difference. Oh, you know what? Shade 2. It's right in the middle, right, the big guy. So I can just hit open, and it'll open the shade all the way up. Now, if you watch the programming video, the setup video I do the full setup with all 3 assistants as well as obviously with the remote. So check out those links down below. Like I said, I can also hit just the manual down and just can, you know, open or close to whatever I want. There's a silver button here on my remote. If I click that, it essentially puts it at the halfway mark. So just sets it at 50%. And so you can, nice thing about this is you can have them in different arrangements, I guess as it were. I can also just hit the all button, and it'll control all 4 of whatever shades I have. Now I only have 3 programmed, but if I hit open, it'll all raise at the same time. The one thing I did notice is that if you're using the remote, they're all very well in sync with each other. So now that I have them all up at the top, I'm going to close them at the same time. And you see they're very well in sync with each other. They're straight line all the way across, going down equidistant at the same rate. Everything looks really, really good. Okay, so when you set these up, you set the limits of up and down, and you set those up per shade. Of course, you want to make sure they're fully aligned. However, if you use a voice assistant, a little bit different. They're not always exactly in perfect tune with each other, slightly off usually. Hey Siri, open the living room shades.
Absolutely. Here you go.
So you can see, not as in tune with each other, right? A little bit further off. Not quite as perfect, but it's not bad. I mean, it doesn't bother me really, but if you're really picky, I can see how that could bother you. But like I said, I could say, hey Siri, close the left living room shade. Or, hey Siri, close the left living room shade.
Absolutely. Here you
So,
go.
in this case, it's just closing the left one. Okay, Google, close the right living room shade.
Okay, closing the living room right window.
So, you can see Siri and Google run essentially the same. And if I'm being honest, after using all 3 assistants for as long as I have, I do like those 2 the best for operating my home. Let's see if I can just step a little bit closer because it's not as close to me as those guys are. And I apologize if I set your stuff off. Alexa, close the center living room shade. Okay, so things updated a little bit. For the longest time, it did not like saying closed or open. But things always progress. So, as you can see, I control with all 3 assistants as well as the remote. So, pretty awesome. As always as well, the other thing about having shades in your living room is customizing. So this is their, I think it's called anthracite color, which is a very dark gray. Almost has kind of a slight greenish hue to it. It's not really, but I mean it's definitely a dark color gray. And on the other side, on the opposite side, it is white, as you can see. Now I have a white window. It's a vinyl window here that I installed in the fall. So everything goes really, really well with it. That said, there are a lot of color options, and you can actually get where both sides are the same color in certain colors, not all colors. In this anthracite, I can only get it in the white, but this dark gray is kind of what we wanted. We wanted that offset, especially with the darker trim color and the white window. Really like the accenting of it, and it matches our gray couch. So, color matching, you can actually go to Lutron's website, to the Serena Shades website, and you can request color samples for their shades. And we did that. I think we got all of the gray. We wanted to look at all the different colors of gray. Really like the anthracite, which is actually the darkest of the grays that they offer. And so that's what we chose. But yeah, we really like it. Also to point out one more time is this, excuse me, is the wired option here. So you can also get a wireless one that has a battery system that's up here. If you do the one that's a battery system, it is going to be a lot thicker, a lot longer. The roll actually hangs down a lot further because you have that large battery above it. So I did want to point that out. With the wired option, you have a little more things to worry about. And I'm actually going to roll this window up here real quick and show you what I mean. Guys, you're looking at this video with the crappy header. Yeah, what it is. New window, so I had to trim that off. But that said, so as of right now, I have everything rolled up. I haven't actually unplugged it at all, but this shade is just actually held in by 2 clips up here. And so how it is actually done, it's actually, there's a, it's hard to show you. There's on the back side, if you can actually see where this clip is, there's a button that you can kind of push. That's one side, that's the other side. And then you'll actually see I have drilled in a hole up here for the power cord, but these clips are just holding this shade in place. So you gotta hook on the leading edge and snap into place. And so pretty simple in how it actually operates. Now, of course, if you're messing around with things like this, when you do open everything back up, so like I'll open up the second shade here real quick, you do want to make sure that everything fully lines up still, because you may have altered the roll a little bit. I didn't do too much, but let's see here. Yeah, so we're still good. But if you're messing around with it, you do take a shade down, you do want to make sure that they're still in alignment. You may have to just orient it a little bit. The other item I just wanted to touch on briefly, at least a little bit, is the app. And the app is where you can actually go in and create scenes and create schedules and create everything. And so you can kind of see right now how I have sunrise open, school closed, after school sunset. You know, so when my kids are at school and nobody's home, I want the shades closed is what that means, not like the school's closed. After school, sunset. I can alter these. So like after school, let's go to edit. After school at 3 p.m., the devices that are going, the center window, left window, right window, all 3, and they're fully open, right? And so if I go to, I don't want to change that one. So let's go sunset. Let's edit on that one. Let's go to the devices, and you'll see the center, left, and the right window are at 25%. So you can alter these. You could create a design if you wanted to. It's all within here. And if you have other items that can be controlled by Sonos through the Sonos or through the Lutron app, including Sonos rooms, but lights, they offer a lot of things, a lot of items that can actually link in, and they offer smart switches and stuff. A lot of great products. That can also be all put into that edit. Scenes, I have done a good night scene. I actually did have a movie scene, I guess, at one point as well. I may have deleted that one, where you can set. Actually, I may have done that through the HomeKit app, actually through Apple. But you can actually create scenes where it's set whatever scene and it'll set the scene for you. So, yeah, pretty awesome. Just to show real quick, sorry. So you can see my living room here. If I hold on movie night, you can see where I have the center window closed, right window and left window closed as well as the lamp lights that I have set to 25%. So yeah, this is the HomeKit app. That's where I did that one. So that is Serena Shade by Lutron. And I will honestly tell you that I've been working with Serena Shades to do this for a little while, actually. I really wanted to do this video. I was looking at a few different shades to go with. I really wanted to show Serena Shades. They allowed me to get a slight discount on these guys and to do an install video and show you guys. It's not going to alter my opinion on these. It really will not. Would I do this again if I was to pay full retail costs? The answer is yes. Would I do them in every room of my house? It's all dependent on my budget. They're not inexpensive. Now, if you really look at customized, really nice quality shades, they're not astronomical. They really aren't. A window like this with all 3 of them, fully motorized, fully integrated with Wi-Fi and everything, you're probably looking at a couple grand. So, it's not inexpensive. And there are other companies out there. So I was looking at another automated shade company as well. About 30% less than what the Serena Shades are. However, not as full integration with all the smart home assistants. Not as smart and tuned. I didn't like the remote as well. These guys are a premium shade. And you're going to get a premium shade out of them. But they're fully customizable. There's a lot of really nice features. And they look really good. And I will say this as well, while I was going through this, I chose a reverse roll, which you can see how the rolls are on the outside, on the inside of the house, I guess. There's a reason for that. And that is because I have casement windows. So I have these knobs here to crank open the window. Well, I wanted this shade, even though I'd love to have the shade against the window, I had to have it so that it could still cover those cranks. In this case, I had to do a reverse roll, which is not a common item. But working with Lutron, trying to figure out, okay, how far away from the window, how thick of a jam do I need, things like that. It was fantastic. So their customer service is fantastic. Everything's on their website. So I'm going to put links at the top of the description where you can check out their website. I'm not earning any income off these shades. The only thing that I got was a discount on these. And I really appreciate it, Lutron, because you guys make an awesome product. So would I recommend these? Yes. And will I put more in my house? Yes. I'm definitely going to do probably my master bedroom. And maybe another room or two. I don't know. I'm just going to do it slowly. But do we love them? Absolutely. These things are awesome. I love not having to get up and change things. I also have 2 huskies, and so we had vertical blinds. So you can actually see some holes up here yet, which is obviously another reason we have to paint. If you notice the holes up there, that was for a big valance. We had vertical blinds. We hated the vertical blinds. Hated them. We had 2 dogs, 2 huskies, and they just loved to bash the heck out of them. And they were breaking at the end. They don't care about these. And I will be honest as well, I have noticed actually an improvement in the overall temperature at night, especially if we're sitting in the living room watching a movie and it's really cold outside during the winter here. These are a little bit, they keep more of the heat in, more of the cold out, I guess. And I'm assuming it's going to be the same way during the summer. I haven't had them over the summer yet. But that said, absolutely 2 thumbs up. This remote, I have used this 0 times in the last month. Now, the first 2 weeks we had it, I used it periodically. The last month, maybe a little over, I haven't even used this. Now, I still am glad I got it because it's great to have something that I can grab onto and use with a click. However, setting the schedules has really made it a lot easier, a lot nicer, as well as the fact that it kind of gets you into mood, right? Or it kind of sets a timeline. I have it right now set at 8 p.m. It'll close. If I'm sitting on the couch and something's going on and all of a sudden I see the shades closed, I already know what time it is. I don't even have to look at my watch. I don't have to look at the clock. We don't really keep clocks in our living room, so it is nice. I have it set so it opens up all the way for the kids so they know what time it is when it's getting ready for school. So there's kind of things you can think about in that regard. So, and I don't mean for this kind of to ramble on and go on forever, but I highly recommend checking these guys out. They make a fantastic product. And yeah, if there's one thing that I'm really glad I did with my I guess halfway living redo that we're doing in the living room, these are awesome. So thank you again, Lutron, for allowing me to do this video because I was really hoping it was going to happen. That said, check them out online. Check out the links to the setup video so you can kind of see the process that I went through when I actually installed this. And it wasn't as difficult as I was actually anticipating it being. There's a couple learning curve in there, so definitely check out the video. I explained where my mistakes were and what I changed. But all in all, it went really smoothly. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking this. Please give it a thumbs up if you could. And share it. And let people know, because these things are awesome. And I hope at least somebody out there sees this and says, okay, well, maybe that's the one I go with, because they're well worth it, and I'm definitely going to expand in this specific line because I think it's the best product on the market. So that said, thanks for watching. Catch you here on another future review right here on TechGooch. We'll see ya.